And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today I wanted to talk a little bit about Forbidden Stars. Now this is a preview, not a complete review, but I thought you might be interested in a little bit about how it plays since I had a chance to play it at the GAMA trade show. This is a game that's coming from Fantasy Flight Games, and we're looking to see it maybe at the end of the summer. It is a game set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, 40K universe, where there is only apparently war and everyone likes to fight one another. This is an up to 4-player game, 2, 3, or 4 players, and in this game each player takes one of the factions. There's the Marines, which are the Ultramarines. There is one of the Craft World from Eldar. There's one of the clans from the Orcs involved, and then there's one of the Chaos groups. Each group in this game has completely different models and different units than the other groups, and they also have completely different card decks. Now, the object of this game is to conquer or capture back certain points that you have. As when you're setting up the board, which is actually a big part of the game, the board is made up of squares with different planets on these squares, and there's different sectors in each of these squares. As you connect them together, you will be claiming your own home world and some of your own worlds. And as you claim your worlds, you'll put tokens of other players on those worlds, and those players must try to capture those, and you're trying to get your tokens during a certain time limit. And each turn of the game, players are going to be taking order tokens and placing those on the different places out there, but they place them in stacks. Now, this is a mechanism that was used in StarCraft. However, this is really the only major similarity to StarCraft. This is not StarCraft 2, the board game that Fantasy Flight put out many years ago. But these order tokens will allow you to do something, and so you put them in different sectors. But if someone puts an order token on top of yours, that makes a stack. So there might be a stack, and you might even have more than one of yours in the same sector. Then after everyone's placed these order tokens out, you guys are going to take turns taking one of your order tokens that's at the top of a stack and revealing it. So if someone else has an order on top of your stack, they may get to do that order. Well, they're going to do it before you, but they might decide to pick another one. So if you wanted to do that order in that area first, too bad, you have to wait. So as time goes by, you'll take these orders, and many of the orders are kind of gearing up orders. Some of them let you get resources or things, special tokens that you'll be able to use off planets. Others will let you buy cards and better units. And others will allow you to move and or attack other players. Now, combat is a big part of this game, and I love the combat in this game. When you fight somebody else, you have your armies, and you'll be rolling dice. Each unit in the game gives different amounts of dice. And when you roll dice, they have 3 different sides. They have an attack, a defense, and a morale. The battle lasts for 3 rounds. At the end of 3 rounds, whoever has the most morale wins the battle. Nothing else really matters, unless, of course, you manage to eliminate your opponent before 3 rounds are over, in which case you win. So those morale symbols on the dice are pretty important, but you roll your dice once, and then each player has started the game with a deck of 10 cards. The deck of 10 cards is 2 of 5 different cards, 2 copies of 5 different cards. So each battle you will shuffle that deck and draw 5 of those cards. Now these cards are different for each faction, and when you play a card, it might add more attack symbols or defensive symbols or morale symbols, but it also can give you a special ability. It also can give you an extra special ability if you have a specific unit that is in that battle. And players may also use tokens that they've gotten from mining planets in a battle. So there's really a lot of options that players have. So players will roll the dice, and then their battle is 3 rounds. As of those 5 cards you drew, you will play 3 of those. And then you'll compare your attack symbols to your opponent's defense symbols, and you can damage and or possibly destroy your opponent's ships or ground forces, and maybe beat them out of the game. But other than that, then you just keep going, and eventually whoever has most morale symbols wins. And so it's very interesting back and forth as you're trying to figure out which is the best card to play. Make sure you have cards that work with your units, because as the game progresses, remember I said you could buy cards, you can buy different cards. You can buy a set of 2 cards and put those in your deck and take a different set of 2 cards out. So for example, I was the Eldar and I bought Fire Dragons because they're a great unit. But these guys gave me extra dice if I was the attacker. So that was a very intriguing thing to put in my deck because that made me attack more. But when I got these and someone else attacked me, they weren't quite as useful. They were still decent cards, but they weren't as good as when I was the attacker. And all the decks, I said again, are asymmetrical. Everyone has different things. And so it's this back and forth trying to figure out, and you're hoping when you draw 5, you're going to get half of your 10 cards. You're hoping you get some of the cards that that you're really looking for. And you probably will, but you're not guaranteed it. So you want to make that 10 cards as useful as possible. And really, that's the game. The game is kind of, around these units here, around these battles and these card play. There's more than that. You can upgrade your orders. When you put those order tokens on, you can have cards in play that when I, do a certain order, I get to do something extra. Maybe your ships can bombard planets. So maybe now I can do something different. And again, these upgraded orders are different for each of the 4 units. I'm telling you guys, I had a blast playing this. Now, it is a longer game. I mean, it's not as long as Twilight Imperium, but it is a game that we're talking like probably 3 to 4 hours, at least your first time. And that's with the full complement of 4 players. It looks like you could play a 2-player game in an hour, which is really fascinating to me, and I'm really intrigued to try that out. I mean, and you're looking at the expandability, more cards for all these units for each of the factions, and there's more factions in the Warhammer universe. We got the Necrons and the Dark Eldar and the Tyranid. There's all kinds of things out there. But as this game itself, the models are gorgeous. It's very interesting to see how this all came together. This is a huge thumbs up from me. Everything I said here, of course, is based on my memories of playing the game. The pictures that I'm showing you are either pictures that I or Mark Street or different ones I found on the internet that maybe Fantasy Flight put out. But I'm telling you, in person, what we saw was not the complete product, but was like 90% there, and it looked amazing. It was extremely fun to play. I'm very much looking forward to the final product. I was kind of, wary about it, what is this? But when I went in, it was great fun. I went to bed thinking about the game. I got up thinking about the game. Not many games make me do that. I was thinking, the next time I'm going to buy different cards, and next time I'm going to upgrade this, and next time I'm going to go in a different direction, and super fun. So that is the game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!
There.